And good morning, shade tree farmers. Welcome back to the homestead. I hope everyone have a good, blessed day today. So now we're going to get back into today our mid tomatoes. If y'all recall the mid tomatoes that I had clipped off of my first harvest tomatoes, and I wanted to grow some extra tomatoes. So we got them set up on the table. They're looking a little bit better. So they're looking like they're going to survive. So what we're going to do is we're going to get them out of those trays, because I don't like them in the small trays because the roots start to grow and they get crowded all in there, and it kind of holds the plant back from producing. So I'm going to transplant these today, and I'm going to show you the process of transplanting them and giving them some good nutrition. So most and all tomato plants, they need really two things to work for them really good. That's nitrate, not a whole lot, and they need a lot of calcium, because tomatoes, they thrive off of calcium. So let's get started. I'm gonna pan this around and try to set this camera up without shaking as much as I can. So you see them back there clowning. Well, anyway, all right then. Hey, let's get started with these. And you see right here, I do have my clippings, suckles off my tomatoes. And you see from the last shot, if y'all watch that 100% growth, you'll see that they are doing pretty good. And I want to say on that video that we might have had where they started growing roots, where we had placed them in water. And you want to try to use rainwater as much as you can. If you do use regular water, let that regular water, if you don't have a filter on it, let that regular water, let it kind of sit out for a day, and let some of that chloride in there kind of, dissolve out of there, evaporate out of there. So, okay, what we're going to do is we're going to set this down, this camera down, and we're going to take these off the table. And so I have my jar, I have my funnel, and of course I have my eggshells. Now, I get most of my eggshells from my family, so thank you, fam. I tell you, boy, you just can't do without family. I tell you, I am so high off of family. But these are the eggshells that my family saves for me. They can bring them over whole. And so what I'll do is I'll crush them, and if I'll leave them in the bag, eggshells. But when you get your eggshells, make sure that you wash your eggshells out. Once you crack your egg and you put it in the skillet, well, that shell, take it and rinse it out with some warm water and get all the slimy out of the eggshell, and then set the eggshell out on a paper towel and just let your eggshells dry out. Let them get real dry. And you can set them out for 2 or 3 days. It won't hurt them. And I always take my eggshells. You see I have more bags of them that, they just bring to me here and there, here and there. But those eggshells, once they dry out real good, I just stick them in a baggie. You can put them in a quart, you can put them in a gallon, and then you just crush them. You just crush them in the bag, and that's what I got. So me, I'm going to turn mine to a powder. So we'll get this out of the way a little bit. And so I use my little handy it's like a coffee grinder to grind up beans and everything, but today they're going to be grinding eggshells. So we'll get started with that real quick. So we'll take that cap off. We'll get us some eggshell. Just take a handful, put in that cap, and it's gonna make a little bit of a mess, but we always clean up behind ourselves. And I crush them down there as much as I can. So I'm gonna try to keep this a little clean. Then I take that and I turn it upside down. It's only gonna go on here a certain way. So I press that down, and once I press that down, here we go. And this takes a process, so you know I got quite a few eggshells here, so it's gonna be a little while. So I turn that upside down. You can already see some of the powder coming out of there. And we'll take this cap off, ease that cap off. And you see the smoke. I don't know if you can see some of that smoke coming out of there, but always, that's why I'm outside, because I don't want to breathe in that smoke. So you want to get you a well ventilated area, or put you on a mask. Because I noticed at one time I was doing this a while back and it had me kind of coughing. So you can see some of that dust fly up out of there. So then we take our jar, take the cap off that jar. And this funnel, it's wide mouth, so it just fits just straight on there. So I'll just hold it like that. And what we'll do, we'll come in and we'll just pour this in our jar. And this is like an old fruit jar or old honey jar that I just take and clean it up real good and let it dry out real well and keep all the moisture out of it. Make sure it dries out on the inside real well. And I just take and just pour my powder in just like that. And you see that smoke coming off there. And you see it's blowing away from me because I'm outside. So I don't want to breathe all this stuff. And that's just how you do it. Just like that. So, and now we come in, look what we got. We have us some calcium powder. Thank you, fam. You done done it for me once again. All right. We'll take another one. We'll just keep going. And we'll fast forward this video, and I will go to the next step of when we're getting ready to transplant in the ground. Okay? So y'all keep locked in on us. Keep locked in on us. And I'm hoping that this is helping somebody. So you can get you some good tomatoes, and you don't want to overdo this when you are putting your powder in here. So like I said, I don't know if this is going to work for everybody, but I'm just showing how my tomatoes grow, and I'm also showing that this is what works for me. And I'm right here in zone 7, so it gets hot, really hot, and it gets really cold. So like I said, I'm hoping that we're going to have a later summer where it stays hotter. It has been staying hotter, a little bit warmer longer. So all you people that's talking about that zone is okay and we okay, nah, this is a different day and age and time, my people. So we're going to get that back there. We got a cup almost back filled. We're pressing down again, getting as many in there as we can, save a little time. Hook that up. And before I get done, this is going to have white powder coming out the bottom of this vent. So, but okay, we're going to keep this moving. And we'll let you know when we get down a little bit further. Okay, we didn't get down to like our last fill up. So let's put all the rest of this in here. Oh yeah, we got it going our way. Got it going our way. Well, y'all look at here. Look at here. See, them tomatoes down here on the that I put on the floor right here. See, they grown already. They smell that calcium, so they're trying to get up toward this calcium. I told you they love calcium. All right, we're gonna do this last one, y'all. We're gonna finish this on up. All right, come on, camera, act right for me now. Don't let me down. Don't let me down. Okay, let's get this last one done up, everybody, and we'll have our powder together. So, and you can these at Walmart. They like $10. So I mean, you can find you a really cheap one. Um, it takes a while longer, but guess what? It gets the job done. And so that's all we need is for to get the job done. So we can have us some good tomatoes. And also this calcium, it kind of helps these tomatoes from busting on the bottom. Um, we done had a whole lot of rain down here. So this kind of helps these tomatoes keep from busting on the bottom. So yeah, and mosquitoes. And see with that water, boy oh boy, in come mosquitoes. So let's get this last one, and then we need to get our table and stuff cleaned up. Or the boss lady will be out here, and she will be on us, because I'm gonna blame y'all too, because y'all here with me doing this. So, look at that smoke come out of there. Okay, we'll take this last one, and we'll get our funnel, and we'll put it all in our jar. And that looks like that's gonna be right there at the top. I mean, right at the top. Woo! Like Mike Tyson say, boom! Perfect timing. Look at that. Ooh, mosquitoes. Well, I can't stand these mosquitoes, man. They bite you. The next thing you know, you're all swole up, looking like you've been in the ring with Mike Tyson, and may give you some hoof and mouth or something. So I don't like the mosquitoes. So, but I know with all that water that we didn't have, in come mosquitoes, they all come running. Okay, so we'll take this in, and I don't wash it with water. I just take like a wet paper towel and kind of clean it out real good and get all the eggshell residue out of there. And on the bottom, like I said, I always tap it real good. See that? You still got a couple of them flakes coming out of there. So I always try to clean it up real good. And so, as y'all know, I like to keep everything really clean around here because I don't want no cross contamination. So what's always good for the goose ain't good for the gander. Y'all know what the old folks say, you know. So I don't put a lot of calcium, on like my cucumbers, for instance. I don't use uh, calcium in that. So that's a whole nother story. But I mainly designed this especially for my tomatoes. Now we have our calcium right here, and this is kind of driving me crazy because I don't, I just don't like all this dust and everything sitting around. So I'm gonna get some of this out of my way. So, oh yeah, look at that. Gets the table, baby, because it's clean. And then I come in, and this right here is a organic blood meal. See, I only use homegrown um, fertilizers that don't have a bunch of different chemical in it. When you get those chemicals that like uh, methanol is something like that. I can't really pronounce the word, but I hope y'all know what I mean. But when you get those funny words on there, and it's not a regular word like phosphate, and you can see on the back that, let me take this out and show y'all actually what this is. And you can get this at Walmart, anywhere, and this is the reason why I get it. First, 1300. So it helps greens yellowing plants. It greens a plant that's yellowing. That's what that means. Promotes foliage growth. And I'm going to show you next how we're going to help promote this. And this is a natural source of nitrogen. So this is good, but you don't want to use a lot. So your fruits won't have that strong acidic taste in them. So you don't want to use a whole lot of nitrogen, but you do want to have some nitrogen in there to help stimulate them. And nitrogen is really great for what? Your onions. So I can use this on my tomatoes and I can use it on my onions. I can use it kind of heavy on the onions because onions, they are nitrogen freaks, y'all. I'm telling you, the onions, they love that nitrogen. So I only use a little bit of this on my tomatoes. And this is my sweetener. This is how I make my tomatoes taste really good. But, y'all thought I was finished. I ain't finished. I got one more ingredient that I'm going to mix up once we transplant this. So let's go ahead and get ready to go out to the garden. And I will show you all where I'm going to put these tomatoes. You want to put your tomatoes, I'm going to get them back up here. And I've just noticed over the years that when you get your tomatoes, hello, darling. How y'all today? Y'all looking awful tasty to me. But anyway, you want to notice that where I'm going to put these, I'm going to put these in a place where it's going to be sun in the morning and then it's going to be shade toward the afternoon. So I don't want these in full sun because they're young. They still don't have the understanding yet of how to produce, but we're going to give them a good understanding with these ingredients that we're going to put on them, this fertilizer. So let's go ahead and I will show you all this spot on where I'm going to put these, and then we'll get ready to transplant. We'll get ready to put a little seasoning on them. So, all right, let's go out here. I can get this off here without turning nothing up. So we'll walk out here, and I want to show you all where I'm going to put these. And so you see my early tomatoes right here. See, they in full sun right now, but here in a minute, they won't be in full sun. So let's get over here real quick. And they're going to go right up under this tree right here, out here. And you see, I already have a long spot for them. This long area right here is going to be for those. So I have about, I think, 17 plants. And you see how part of this is already in the shade because I'm going to put them under the shade tree. So this is totally in the sun in the morning when it's cool. But you see now how it's starting to, it's really kind of warm out here now. We have a beautiful sunny day, beautiful sunny morning. But these are going to go up under this shade tree where they're going to get some morning sun and some afternoon shade. So it will help not to burn the plants. And we're going to have some nutrition on it, some fertilizer on it. So it will help promote their growth. Okay, let's get those plants out here and let's start transplanting.